And as always, listen to your body and add any variations or modifications that you want to add. And yeah, we'll make a start. So we're going to come into child pose to start with. So you can have the knees out wide, or you can bring the knees together. So whatever works for you today. So we're just going to come down towards the mat. If you can come all the way, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine too. And just bringing the arms out in front of you, so for a nice, beautiful stretch. We're going to come into the breath, and we're going to exhale out the mouth for the first few breaths. As you breathe in, just feel that space in the ribs, and also feel that strength and space in the back of the body, the lower back, joints with ribs meet the spine. Feel that breath all the way up towards the shoulders. Quite scary. You might want to take that breath up to 4 or 5 if it's available. And just bringing your awareness into your body and how it's feeling right now at this moment. Just being kind to your body throughout the practice. When you're ready, we're going to slowly walk the hands. Just letting somebody else in. We're going to slowly walk the hands towards the right side of the mat. We're breathing into that left side body, drawing that left buttock towards the feet for that nice deep stretch. And you can take hold of the left wrist with the right hand if you want to. I'll put my headphones in just in case there's a problem with hearing me. Just bear with me. Just keep following that breath through that left side body. And you can make this stretch as deep as you want. It's entirely up to you. And when you're ready, we're going to come up into downward facing dog towards the right side of the mat. So just gently lifting the hips, slowly pedaling the feet, bending the knees, doing whatever you need to do. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to slowly come forward into plank pose. Remember, you can always stay in child's pose, it's your choice. If you want to go further, you can lift the left hand off the mat, coming into your side plank. So these are all options. You don't have to do this. If you want, you can bring the knee to the elbow and lift. Knee to the elbow and lift. One more time and lift. Beautiful. And we're going to slowly bring that left hand back to the mat, gently bringing our knees back, returning to our child's pose towards the right. So just take a moment to register the feelings. When you're ready, we're going to slowly return to center with our child's pose. And you can lift the arms off, coming onto the fingertips for a few breaths. Just noticing the different sensation. Slowly returning the hands to the mat. And when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands over to the left side of the mat this time. You can take hold of the right wrist with the left hand to take a nice deep stretch into that right side body. So feeling that breath all the way in and all the way out. Oh, somebody else is coming in. Oh, it's Sally. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly come up into our downward facing dog, facing towards the left side of the mat. So again, you can pedal the feet, bend the knees, any little movements that you need. Try to keep that nice space between the shoulders. And if you want, you can come forward into plank pose. And if you want, you can lift that right hand off the mat, coming into your side plank. And you've got the option of bringing the knee to the elbow. Slowly coming back into your plank, dropping the knees, coming back into your child's pose towards the left side of the mat. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly bring the hands back to center, coming back into our child's pose. And just taking a moment to see how the body's feeling. Hopefully it's a bit looser. It's a bit warmer. And this time I want you to externally rotate the arms. So we're bringing the palms to face upwards. I want you to slowly bring the hands together to prayer. And you can lift that prayer up, keeping the elbows on the mat, and just bringing that prayer up behind your head, just as far as it goes. And slowly releasing the hands. And in your own time, you're going to come all the way up on the inhale. So use the hands to support you. And you can bring the knees together if they're apart, or you can keep them where they are. And we're going to inhale shoulders to the ears, exhale to release. And again, and release. Just take a few more. Lovely. And then let's go in the opposite direction. Really feeling this movement. And we can take the arms up and the gaze up. Exhale to lower. And lift. And lower. Just take two more. Beautiful. Coming back to neutral. And I want you to bring the chin to the chest. And we're going to take the gaze over to the right. Just come through center and over to the left. And just take a couple more in both directions. And then take some full circles all the way around. So just stretching into the neck. Oh, yeah, I can feel that. Lovely. And when you're ready, we're going to come into our tabletop position. Hands spread out nice and wide. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we're going to inhale as we tilt the pelvis towards the mat. Draw the belly down. Bring the shoulders in towards the spine as the gaze comes up. Exhale, let's reverse that motion, tilting the pelvis towards the ceiling, rounding the shoulder blades, gaze comes down. So just take a few, working with the breath. Nice, easy flow. Feel that fluid movement in the spine. And feel free to add any other little variations that you want. You can have a go on the fingertips. And just coming back to the breath. Lovely. And we're going to take that right arm out as if you're reaching forward for something and bringing that left leg up. And try to keep the hips in line if your body works that way. So starting to engage the core here. Going to take a nice deep inhale together. As we exhale, we're going to bring the knee to the elbow. Engage the core here. Inhale to open. Exhale, bring it together again. Inhale to open. And let's take it again, bringing that knee in towards the elbow. Hold it here. And release. And slowly bringing the knee and the hand back to the mat. So just take a moment, notice how that feels. I'm going to lift that left wrist off the mat, bringing that left arm in front of us, taking the right leg up. So again, trying to get those hips in line. So we're engaging that core and that midline. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale as you bring knee to elbow. So we're engaging the core here, working into the abs. Inhale to open. And exhale to repeat. Inhale to open. And again, exhale, bring it in. And slowly release. Gently bringing that hand back and bringing the knee back. And just take a couple of moments, see how the body's feeling. When you're ready, we're going to bring that right foot between the hands. And just lift your body up, bringing the hands onto that right knee. And we're just going to pulse forward. So working into that back hip as well. And slowly bringing the bum back towards the heels. So we're stretching into that front leg now. So take the hands beside you for support. And when you're ready, I want you just to release the bum to the mat and bring that left foot to the inside of that right thigh. Keep a little micro bend in that right knee if you need to, flexing that right foot. We're going to bring the hands to the side. And I want you to inhale as you lift and lengthen from the upper body. So keep a nice strong spine here. And as you exhale, I want you to hinge forward from that right hip. Don't go too far if it's painful. Grab hold of the foot if it's available. So it's not about getting the head towards the feet. It's really about creating that length and that space in the upper body as we lean forward. When you're ready, slowly coming up on the inhale, taking the hands behind you, fingers towards the feet, taking that left leg straight as well. And we're going to inhale as we lift the hips, coming into our reverse plank. So just let the head drop back. As you inhale, I want you to lift the chin towards the chest, slowly bringing the hips back down. Beautiful. Just take a moment, and I want you to return to your tabletop position. And this time we're going to bring that left foot between the hands, lifting the hands onto that left knee this time. And we're going to just stretch forward. So we're just doing the same on the other side. And when you're ready, slowly bringing the bum back to that right heel. And we're going to stretch into the front of that left leg. So use the hands for support. Stretch as much or as little as you want or need. And when you're ready, just bringing the bum back towards the mat. And we're going to bring that right foot to press into that left thigh. So sit bones nicely rooted into the mat. Flexing that left foot, micro bend that knee if you need to. We're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we hinge forward. Create that length as you breathe in. It will help you find space. When you're ready, slowly coming up on the inhale, use the hands for support. And let's release that right leg now to meet the left. You've got the option of taking reverse plank again, or you can take reverse tabletop. So reverse tabletop is just bending the knees, bringing the feet to the mat, and lifting up, dropping the head back. So it's your choice. And we're going to inhale as we tuck the chin into the chest, slowly bringing the hips back to the mat. And just come into your cross-legged position for a few moments, just as an opportunity to rest the wrists before we move into the next part of the practice. And when you're ready, slowly bringing the hands to the top of the mat, uncrossing the legs and bringing yourself into your downward facing dog. So take your time, pedal the feet, bend the knees. Nice and strong with the hands, taking the gaze between the legs behind you. We're going to inhale as we lift the heels. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Feel that breath in the back as well. Nice, strong spine. So try and avoid just sinking into the chest. So keeping it all strong. And on the next inhale, we're going to take the gaze between the hands and slowly walk the feet towards the hands. So we're coming to the top of the mat. And just coming into your ragdoll for a few moments, shaking it out, nodding the head, whatever you need. Keeping the knees bent as much as you need to. And then just take hold of whatever's available, whether it's the big toes, the shins, the knees, with the fingers. And we're going to inhale, we lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Beautiful. Just let the back relax. And just do a few more of these. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly start coming all the way up. Just take your time, rolling up. And feel free to take the hands up. Nice big stretch. Tippy toes is an option. and release. And just shake it all out. And we're going to slowly come into our mountain pose, Tadasana. So just take a look at the feet, lift the toes up, spread them out as you bring them back to the mat. So you should see a visible difference. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side, and just a little bit more weight towards the heels. Soften the gaze. We're going to inhale to rise. Take the arms up. Take the gaze up. Nice stretch. Exhale. Let's fold forward from the hips. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale. Let's step it back into plank pose. Nice and strong. Drop the knees if you need to. Take a nice deep inhale together. As you exhale, elbows in towards the body. Untuck the toes. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take your time, make any adjustments you need. If you want to go deeper in down dog, you can always lower the elbows to work the triceps and lift. Let's take an inhale together. Exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana. Take the gaze up nice and tall. Exhale to release. Beautiful. Take your time. Come back into your Tadasana. So I'm going to run through a sequence on both sides. You can come into chair pose before we come down into your forward fold. So it's your choice. If you're doing chair pose, you can just adjust the feet, whatever works for you. Otherwise, you can just inhale and fold. Okay, we're going to inhale as we dip and sweep, coming into chair pose. Hold it here. Zipping up through that midline, nice and strong, knees together. Take an inhale together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose, nice and strong. Holding it for a little bit longer. Let's take an inhale together. Exhale as we lower through chaturanga, nice and strong with the elbows, opening the heart, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that right leg in the air. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. You can drop the back knee as we lift that right hand off the mat for a nice twist over to the right. Keeping that left shoulder nice and strong. Take a deep inhale. Exhale to release that hand. We're going to stay in lizard pose just for a little bit longer. Nice stretch for the hips. And we're going to inhale as we shoot that right leg back in the air. Coming into three-legged dog. As you exhale, I want you to bend that right knee again, bringing it forward into pigeon pose. So keeping that knee bent. flexing that right foot. So you can use the hands to support you if you feel that right buttock is a little bit dodgy. And come onto the forearms. It's your choice. This is a really good stretch for that right hip especially. Feel free to stick a cushion under the bum if you need to. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come up, tuck in the left toes under. I want you just to gently bring the bum to the mat. And we're going to press that right foot to the inside of the left thigh this time. And just release the fleshy bits from the bum so you're nicely rooted into the mat. Flexing that left foot, micro bend knee if you need to. And this time we're going to inhale that right arm up. Feel that nice stretch. As we exhale, that hand towards the left foot. So nice deep stretch. Just remembering to breathe. I have a tendency to hold my breath sometimes in these poses, and that's not good. And we're going to slowly inhale all the way up, floating that arm all the way behind us. And we're going to lift that left arm up as we lift the hips up, coming into our baby wild thing. So really feel that space in the heart. And gently release. And you can either meet us back in downward facing dog, or you can flow through a three-legged vinyasa with the right leg in the air, coming forward into three-legged plank, lowering down, gently dropping that right foot as we open the heart. Coming into downward facing dog. So I want you to really focus on that breath in the back of the body as well. Feeling that nice stability. You're going to take a nice inhale. And exhale as you gaze between the hands, step, walk, or jump feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana, nice and tall. Exhale to release. Beautiful. Just take a few moments here. We're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So remember, you've got the option of coming into chair pose as well. It's up to you. So find your pose, find your Tadasana. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale as we dip and sweep, coming into Utkatasana. Checking the knees, make sure they're in line if the body allows that. Nice and strong in the core. Let's take a deep inhale together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. Draw the heels away. Option to drop the knees. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's lower it down. Bend the elbows. Watch the shoulders. Untuck the toes as we open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air this time. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the left foot beside the left hand. Option to release that right hand for a nice stretch. Just take your time, drop that back knee at any point. And we're going to slowly exhale that hand back down, and we're going to stay in lizard just for a few breaths. So I know I'm definitely tighter on this side because it feels much tougher coming onto my forearms here. So I'm not going to do it. Always listen to your body. And when you're ready, just coming onto your hands, if you're not already there, we're going to inhale as we shoot that left leg all the way up for our three-legged dog. Exhale as we bend that left knee, bringing that leg forward into pigeon pose. So remember to flex that left foot to protect the knee. And just take your version. You can always walk the fingers forward if you want to come all the way down onto the forehead. It's quite nice. And when you're ready, I want you just to slowly release the bum to the mat and bring yourself so that left foot is pressing to the inside of that right thigh. And just release the fleshy part of the bum so you're nicely rooted into the mat. We're going to inhale as we lift that left arm up this time. Exhale as we stretch towards that right foot. But really use this to stretch rather than just grabbing that foot. When you're ready, we're going to inhale all the way up, floating that left hand behind us, lifting the hips up, coming into our baby wild thing on the other side. Beautiful stretch. And you've got the option of meeting us in down dog or flowing through a three-legged flow with that left leg in the air. So you're coming forward into your three-legged plank, lowering down as usual, gently dropping the feet, downward facing dog. So we're nearly there. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to take the gaze between the hands, step, walk, or float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana. Exhale to release. And just shaking it all out. So we're just going to do a little bit of standing as we come back to the mat for our final Shavasana. We've got about 5 minutes to go. So we're going to come into eagle pose. So I'm going to start with my left leg on the mat. So you can bring that right leg up and just wrap it around the left. You can keep the right toes on the mat if you want. Slowly start bending the knees and wrap that left arm over the right arm. And just take it down. Remember, you don't have to do this, so just be careful. Don't worry if you fall or wobble out of it. And when you're ready, I want you to stand up, release that right leg, pivot forward, bring yourself into your warrior three. Keeping the hips in line, release the arms. And then we're going to inhale as we come all the way up, bringing that right knee into the chest. You can take that right foot straight if it works for you, and release. Just shake it all out. We're going to move to the other side. So coming into eagle pose on the other side, bending the knees, right arm over left this time. And just take it a little bit lower down. And you can lift the elbows up for a nice shoulder stretch. When you're ready, we're going to lift up, start pivoting forward, bring that left leg behind us, coming into warrior three on the other side. Just releasing the arms, keeping that standing glute engaged. And then we're going to slowly come forward, bringing that left knee into the chest. Option to extend that leg and release. And just shake it all out. And I want you to bring your feet mat distance apart, hands to heart center. And we're going to slowly start lowering down into our yogi squats. We're moving towards the end of the practice. And from here, I want you to bring your bum to the mat. And we're going to do our final butterfly fold. So feet together, opening them out like a book. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to hinge forward. Let's take a nice inhale and exhale to let it go. When you're ready, we're going to slowly start coming up, gently bringing the knees together and coming all the way down into your final Shavasana. So we'll be here for about a minute or so. There we go. So feel free to put socks on. We're going to just slowly start deepening the breath. Just gently wriggling the fingers and the toes. And rotating the ankles and the wrists in both directions. And just take any other little stretches that you need and meet me in our cross-legged position in a few moments. Just keeping the eyes closed and the face soft. We're going to gently bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to enter those practices together with 3 clearing breaths. Slowly bringing the thumbs up to the third eye. I want to thank you all for joining me for today's practice. I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey and trying new and different things. I want to thank you all for challenging yourself. It's very windy out there, so please stay safe, everybody. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in you. Thank you for today's practice. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Shabnam.
everyone. Brilliant. Thank you. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.